Hey, Crawlspacers, welcome to our ASM show. Let's introduce the panel who we've got talking about these three ASM issues. We've got Josh. What's going on, Josh?
Hello. Brad, question for you.
I like the hat.
Thank you.
The hat.
That was my question. When are you like Christmas mode? November 1st, November 12th, December 1st, December 26th?
Well, maybe February. No, just kidding. You know what? We were actually talking about putting up the tree because it's not going to get nicer than 70 degrees in November to put up the tree. So I'm thinking maybe this weekend we're putting it up mid-November.
Okay, so that's still 21. That's hot.
I know. We're supposed to get record temperatures this weekend. So when do you celebrate Christmas? Obviously early.
What do you mean? We don't get any other season than winter here. It's just Christmas time.
Okay. All right. All right. We will ask Christina, when do you celebrate Christmas? Christina, when do you put up the tree?
Oh, usually after Thanksgiving, I put it up.
Yeah, that's usually the standard. But we're not standard here at the Crawlspace, are we?
Nope.
Just look at our next guest. All right, our next guest is JR. JR, do you even put up a tree?
Christmas is a humbug.
There it is.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. JR, you're extra green for the Green Goblin look tonight. You got a lot of green going on your camera. Did you eat something bad?
What's that?
Did you eat something bad? You're turning green? Or maybe this is Hulk. We're going to get some rage, JR, tonight with these three really bad issues of ASM.
Oh, no. I'm not a rageful person. I'm a very calm.
Take medication for the rage, Mr. Banner. You know what? It would help if I put a mic in front of my mouth. Wouldn't that help? Jeez. It's like I'm not a professional here. Okay, there we go.
Glad you said it.
You guys can probably hear me. Hey, you know what? You know who can hear us better now? How do you like that segue? We want to welcome our Sirius XM listeners. The Crawlspace is now on Sirius XM satellite radio. So if you can look it on your app, just go to the search bar, type in Spider-Man, and me and Disney Junior pull up under podcasts. So you can listen to Disney Junior Radio, or you can go to the Crawlspace and you can listen to the latest episode on Sirius XM. And you can listen. I listen to Sirius. I subscribe to Sirius XM actually. So I've got it on my televisions with the app. I can listen in my car. I can listen on my phone. So that's a lot of people that can now listen to the Crawlspace. So awesome to Sirius XM for putting us on satellite radio. JR, we're big. We're on Sirius XM with Howard Stern.
I know, just like Howard Stern. Holy cow.
Yeah. I know. Isn't that cool? You know what's funny? You go to Sirius XM, you go up here at the top, it goes for you. You got music, you got talk and podcasts, you got sports, and you're so big, Howard even has his own tab at the top, me and Howard Stern. So that's funny. So welcome to Sirius XM listeners. If you're in listening on Sirius XM, give us a shout out in the chat or, you know what? Apple iTunes reviews. We haven't had one in a few years. Apple Podcasts, not iTunes. Apple Podcasts. We haven't had a few reviews in a few years. So if you want to write us a review, we would love that. So I think that's kind of cool. Mr. Comic says, JR on Disney Radio. This will not be good. Mr. Comics also says, JR, don't lie. You can't afford to stay on the naughty list anymore. Santa is running out of coal. So there you go. Fat Monkey Fitness 2314. I think you love the shirt. Is it Josh or me? We got mine says face palm with the 60s Spidey. And then you got a Venom sweater over there.
Yeah.
Christina, are you wearing Spider merch?
Not today.
Okay. JR, Goblin boxers?
My Paul shirt is at the cleaners.
Oh, I remember the Paul shirt. Gotta love that. Well, I don't think we have any Paul in this episode or these reviews, so that's a good thing. They kind of stuck Paul over and
old hero Norman Osborn.
I know they kind of stuck Paul over in Venom. So,
Yep.
all right, Josh, you have ASM 977. If you go by the 7th or 8th relaunch, is issue 13. You got a little Simbi on the cover, Rocket Raccoon, a new skin on Spider-Man, essentially, for a video game.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't remember his name, but he tortures people. This guy, I have no idea. Looks like a watcher. And this gal is just hot for Spider.
Yep.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So take me through this issue, Josh.
So, Brad, I did something for the first time ever when reading a Spider-Man comic. I read
Threw it across the room.
I've
Well, you've done that before, right?
done that before, yeah. Because I read it on my laptop too, so it almost broke
Oh
it.
wow, chuck it, yeah.
No, I read the previously on. I realized I don't think I had read like the last 15 issues. I stopped on like Death 6 or something, and I've just been busy.
You've not read 13 issues leading up to this? Are you serious? Really?
So
I
I
thought we had you on the
kinda caught
show.
up. I figured it out, and like Stan Lee said, every comic is someone's first. So I wanted to give
Well,
it
all right then.
fresh set of eyes, and I did my research. So we kick off, and I'm going to be honest, I don't actually know who's right. It's Kelly now, still, right?
It's
Yes.
Joe Kelly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we kick off, and immediately within the first box here, I already knew who was talking. Like right off the bat, I was like, okay, it's Rocket. We're in space.
Okay.
And someone is getting just slammed across the room. And we get probably one of my favorite pairings of Spider-Man and Rocket Raccoon together. And Spider-Man's like, simple and quiet, Rocket. Really? He's like, okay, yeah, probably shouldn't have bribed them. I'm not great with money. That one's on me. My bad. And we kick off right into there. So previously on the last 13 issues of Spider-Man.
Guardians of the Spider. Yeah.
Yeah. He gets thrown to space. He's battling this giant purple tattooed dude that looks like he's got like a Wi-Fi symbol on his head. And he's like, he helped him, but he's also keeping people captivity after he helps them. So he's not that great of a dude. And so they're all, as this fight is going on, they're kind of talking about this. And we flip constantly back and forth between two different time periods here. The first time period is them discussing what they're going to do with purple Wi-Fi guy. The second time period is them fighting all of these other guys with big hammers. So we flip back and forth constantly. It's a few days apart, but
Check out that purple Wi-Fi signal. Is that good signal or bad Wi-Fi? Right.
if it's purple, something's definitely wrong.
Time to reboot that bad guy.
Exactly. Turn it off, turn it on again. So Rocket is like, we got to kill this dude. Like, listen, you limp-wristed Peter Parker, you might want to do justice and all that and give second chance. None of that BS over here, okay? This guy, kept all of us in captivity and experimented on us and kidnapped us. That's a trigger for me and all this stuff. And then Purple Hood lady, she's like, I think we should listen to the hairless ape. And Peter's like, thank you. Yes, someone gets it. She goes, yes, we shouldn't kill him. We should torture him, then kill him. Peter's like, no. Oh, doofus. Okay, no. Any idea is good, not yours. Thanks for trying. So, cut back to a few days later. They're still fighting these hammer dudes, and Peter's like, okay, we're not trying to kill them here. I'm just making sure no one's dying. And, that's what I'm trying. She's like, you think I should die? And he's like, no, why would you say that? And anyways, cut back to purple Wi-Fi guy. He says, to a one, you were abandoned, adrift, dying, or craving a death. And he's really amping this up like, I saved you. Yeah, I also kept you in captivity either. But I saved you, and that's the important part here. You shouldn't kill me. And they keep going back and forth on this. And then this blockhead shows up. And I don't mean that as disrespect. I mean, he is quite literally like a flat blocked head.
He's a square.
I thought he was like Awesome Andy, the android, at first, but no, he's just like shaved Minecraft Steve. So shave Steve. As he starts talking, I'm like, this dude is on some shrooms or something. Like, he is clearly
the writer or this character.
Yes, they are just
okay.
He's like, but still growing, even though we can't put down roots. This tree, anger in the middle box we're in. Negativity is all trapping us thicker and down. It's trapping us. But this hairless mammal is right. We need to let our roots grow back. And Rocket's like, are you out of your gourd? What are you on? He's like, my bad, dude. Sorry, I took some meds as soon as we got here. So he quite literally is high off some meds. And he's like, oh, you're the guy that captured me. Yeah, never mind. Toast this dude. We're done. So everyone wants to kill this guy. Cut back to present day. So they're still, it looks like at first that they're fighting Purple Guy. It turns out Purple Wi-Fi Guy is on their team now. So he and his head tendrils come crashing through with Rocket. And they kind of have a mutual, a love-hate. I can't say love. It's just hate, respect for each other. Where the Wi-Fi dude is like, or Xanto, I guess his name is, you're a filthy delinquent, but I respect you or your comfort with a terror as a deterrent. So all of a sudden they get through, the majority part of like a video game level, and then they meet the mini boss. Spider-Man actually says that, mini boss time. And it's none other than Black Dwarf, Call Obsidian. And he goes, mini boss time. That is one of the Black Order. And the disciples of Thanos, perhaps you're familiar, which is why we needed to hit fast and hit hard on my mark. And Peter pulls out some of his strength from the 80s and goes full beast mode. So before we can get to that, we cut back to see why Peter is such the most amazing Spider-Man. He's like, listen, I can hit hard any day long, but we are not monsters here. And he's trying to make us look like a monster by treating him terribly. We're not doing that here. And Rocket's like, yeah, okay, I hear you. I do. But I know he's going to turn on us the second he has the chance. And Peter goes, well, then I guess we'll just keep my guard up as long as it takes. And he goes, does that mean you're the leader? He's like, what the? And then black goo falls from the ceiling. And it's none other than a little symbiote baby. I haven't figured out an acronym for that yet. But
it's Simbi.
Yeah. So symbiote Michael Jackson comes in and back to present day, and Spidey goes, if you're skipping right to bowing, let me yoink this for a sec, and immediately grabs the spear scepter thingy that the purple hooded girl is holding. And she's like, oh, I like that weapon. Do you think he'll get it back? He's like, what a fool. Yeah, kid's crazy. Saved your butt though, coward. Never mind you. Spirited, show me. And here comes 80s time beast mode Spider-Man pulling out all of his stops when he fought the Fire Lord and just beats the ever-loving crap out of Black Dwarf here. And he's like, you think we're meaningless and disgusting small ones. Peter goes, which small one? And throws symbiote Michael Jackson in here with a and smash into his throat. He electrocutes him from his inside of his throat outwards and shoves the symbiote Michael Jackson down his throat and just basically electrocutes this guy within an inch of his life and just very cockily poke and just taps him, and Call Obsidian falls over. Boom. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of applauded after this page.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and the rest of his misfit crew of misfit toys or whatever in space swing on back, and he's like, listen, I'm not just a leader, I'm one of you, lost alien out here, but I promise you this, we're going to make sure that every one of you guys gets home to where you need to go. So they go and find stuff from a contraband locker, and your friendly neighborhood smuggler and his team swing back out delivering their cargo, which I guess is people back to their homes at least. So then we cut down to kind of the end part of this chapter where Rocket and Peter are kind of having a heart-to-heart here. And he's like, so how are we going to do this? Like, we're doing good across the galaxy. How's this going to work? And Peter's like, yeah, I want to make sure everyone gets home. And he goes, okay, so quick question. Why don't you want to go home? And Peter's like, well, of course I do. I just, and Rocket's like, yeah, that's why we're dropping off all the misfits instead of making for the nearest Stargate. Like, what happened back on Earth? And Peter goes, well, why haven't you called Quill or Drax or Groot? He goes, you're a pain in the butt. Must come with the name Peter. So clearly there's some reason that both Rocket and Peter have that they're not going back to where their original team or where they're from. So all of a sudden, symbiote Michael Jackson comes in and attacks Peter Parker. And he's like, good luck finding any brains in there, idiot. And all is well. Meanwhile, cut it back over to Xanto, the purple Wi-Fi alien. And he comes back and he goes, I mean what I said, Xanto. I don't want to see anyone die, even you. Mostly because I still want to go home, but I can't until you make me stronger. So should we get back to work? To be continued.
Okay, then at the back end, is it this episode? Yep, Matt, who is Mr. Comics, is in the letters page right there. So we got a crawl spacer right there. So congratulations being in the letters page. All right. By the way, that was one of my first issues too. 181. Sal Buscema, kind of a recap of Spider-Man's origin. I got that in a 3-bag issue with Hulk and a Cap comic in a 3-pack in the late 70s. Anyway, Josh, let's hear your grade on this one, sir.
Ooh, I am going to give this one an A.
Okay. Christina.
Wow. I feel so bad now. I'm giving it a D.
Oh, what?
Okay. JR.
C+.
I'm with Christina. I'm giving it a D. I hated it. Let's hear from Josh on his pros.
Wow.
Because Lord knows I don't have many. Go ahead, Josh. What'd you like, man? You obviously him beast mode. I think you really loved that part.
I did. Yeah, definitely. And that might be like pushing my grade a bit the way covers do for you. But I really like the fact that, yeah, Spider-Man did not hold back. Still, you're showing the nice dichotomy between Peter Parker can't be Spider-Man without holding to his values of, we're not killing anybody here. This isn't the right thing to do. And he gives the moral speech, but he also can kick butt when he needs to. And this totally shows it here. And they did it in a way where even though it's not just Peter Parker, like he's using, Michael Jackson symbiote here. What is this guy's actual, what is this? Is it a symbiote baby or Venom?
I think it's called crap. It could be.
Symbi. His name is Symbi.
Symbi. Okay, so
maybe I like it's a young symbiote. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, so him and he uses Symbi in there, not in a way that it's like, oh, Symbi upstage and everything, and like Spider-Man didn't save the day. It was Symbi that did it. It's like no. Peter used him and together took him down, but still Peter was in charge. He took the lead. He shows why he is the Amazing Spider-Man, why he's the flagship character, and again, like I said, I haven't read the last 10 plus issues, so that probably helped. I didn't have stuff in there, but for coming back in, it did a pretty good job of also, I could figure out everything right off the bat with, as I went along, I understood more and more, and still giving me, I was actually excited to read the next issue, which I can't say for a lot of the Spider-Man comics in the last decade. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one.
I don't say this often. JR, you had the second highest grade. Let's hear why you liked what Josh liked.
I was pretty prepared to hate this story, to be honest. I think Spidey in space is a bit incongruous. It's not where the best Spider-Man stories are, or his best environment. But I found myself not. I wouldn't say I was enjoying it, but I found more positive about it than I thought I would, to be honest. So it was somewhat of a surprise, but it's still not a particularly great issue. But I thought this was. I honestly thought this was just going to be, as Rocket says in a couple issues later, a turd burger. But no, it's okay.
What did you like? The big fight at the end? Is that what you liked, or?
Well, one of the things I liked was, one of the things I've not liked about Spider-Man, how he's been written in the past, is, a lot of these writers write him like he's a newbie and he's incompetent and he's an idiot. And this time we're seeing Peter be a leader, which he should be. Uh-huh. Now, he's not Captain America where he goes, da, 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 I'm in charge. But, sometimes a true leader doesn't seek it, but has it thrust upon him. And Peter, I think, is that kind of leader who, well, like Mr. Spock, I mean, he doesn't desire command, but he'll do it if it's required. And Peter feels he has to step up, and he does it, and he leads this team. And it's nice to see a Spider-Man that's intelligent. And he's also, and while I don't necessarily agree with Peter's liberal viewpoints, I guess, on law and order and crime and punishment, he's shown some farsight here, he's, in addition to his nobody dies, but also he realizes that it would be a waste of resources to, kill this Dr. Starblood, I believe is what he's called. I mean, obviously this is a very intelligent creature, a very strong, very intelligent creature. And Peter, I believe, realizes that beyond not going with his moral prerogative, that it would be a waste of resources to not try to use this guy. So I like the characterization of Peter in this issue, and I was surprised that I didn't hate all the the semi-guardians, but they're not. I've got some cons about that as well, but. So yeah, I'm just surprised I didn't hate it, but we'll see what happens. I hope it doesn't last too long. That's the problem. It's not that interesting.
Right, Christina, you're kind of in my camp. Is there a pro for you before we move to our cons?
I do like, Josh brought this up a little bit ago, but Peter and Rocket's relationship and their interactions and stuff I thought were great. I also really liked a lot of the jokes in this issue between everybody were funny. Raelith, who's the chick with the hood, I love her torture joke. It's like, yeah, let's torture them instead. It's like, all right, cool.
So you like the crazy yellow chick?
Yeah,
who will have. Yeah.
And then we've talked about this a lot too. Pepe Larraz's art that he does with all the fight scenes and stuff have been pretty good.
Yeah, his art is good. I just think it's wasted personally. But pros, I guess I'll go with the art also. I mean, you can't argue with the art. It is beautiful. I mean, I just wish it wasn't on this kind of story personally. All right, Josh, do you have cons for the issue?
I do have some cons.
All right.
None of them are really that detrimental, in my opinion, to the story. But the one thing is like, obviously, yes, I could have read the previous books, but it does still catch you off guard if this is someone's first issue of like, okay, Spider-Man's in space. He looks nothing like Spider-Man other than just the eyes. But like it is still jarring. Like, it isn't your typical Spider-Man story. I know we all love just like, all right, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's on the streets, something like that. So that was a little off-putting. It is honestly my biggest issue is the suit. I don't love like it. It's like, we all joke. It's like, oh, it's just another, DLC or pop.
It is
maybe
another.
They stand.
It's a Funko Pop. It's a DLC suit. It's an action figure.
It's a cash grab. It's that's what it is.
Absolutely.
So I'm not a fan of that. It's really weird too, and it's a techno suit. It's also really weird to me that Peter's like, he's like, I gotta get stronger or whatever, and just it seems like that's kind of a like, okay, if he gets stronger, is he going to be this ultimate being that after this whole space nonsense is over? And if that's the case, like, he should really have no issues going forward then, but clearly something's going to happen, or the writers will forget about it. Like, it's just, it feels like I've seen this already of like, oh, he needs to get stronger. He's going to, get help from the villain, and eventually it'll stab him in the back and there will be a big fight showdown. Like, it's a little,
well, he got it. Remember Shang-Chi got him stronger, taught him some fight moves. I mean,
yeah,
that was the last 10 years. He got stronger there, but forgotten since.
Yeah. So, like, it seems a little that part of it's kind of the overarching story. I kind of feel like I know where this is going already. But yeah, like I know, like we talked about, the art was good. I really didn't have a ton of problems for this. Obviously, there's like, I would still prefer to be in New York or have MJ and his friends of the Daily Bugle there, of course. But this, for what it is, I did thoroughly enjoy it still, despite its cons.
Christina, what was your major con with it?
It's the whole thing of him being in outer space. It's one thing if it's an Avengers level story that's different. He's with the team and stuff. But if it's like him by itself, it's in outer space and stuff. It's just like it's not like we talked about your typical Spider-Man story and stuff. But and then they were doing other stuff with him dealing with magic and other stuff too. So I'm not really sure why they don't want to do like the street level stuff with him again. So
I don't get it either. JR, cons for you?
Well, I guess I'm just not as sharp as Doug McKenzie up north there, because I had, I had trouble following.
He's too young for that joke, JR.
What?
He doesn't know Doug McKenzie. That's from the 70s and 80s. The kid doesn't know that, right?
Robin Doug McKenzie?
No, he has no idea.
The Great White North, take off, you hoser.
Oh, is that what that's from? Yeah, okay.
It's Rick Moranis and somebody else. I forget who it is.
Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas. Not from Wendy's, but yeah.
Was life still black and white back then?
Well, yeah, it was in color, but you had to adjust the rabbit ears to be able to see it clearly. But
anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, old timer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do remember the days before remotes when, like I always say, I was my dad's remote control. Get up and change the channel. Turn to channel 7 for me.
When you got a VCR, you need another kid for another remote.
I was about to say, when you got VCRs, who uses those anymore? Who's now who's old, talking about old technology? But anyway, I'm not a big fan of nonlinear storytelling, to be honest. I didn't quite, we're in a strange environment here, and we're flipping back and forth, and I had a little trouble following what was going on. And also, I just feel that part of the story is missing. Like, who are these people? Why should we give a rat's ass about any of them, to be honest?
Amen.
We all like Rocket. We all hear Bradley Cooper's voice, coming out of Rocket. But, who are these other people? And, how did Peter get them on his side? I mean, they all, for various reasons, they're all obviously very antagonistic towards Dr. Starblood, and they're all hyped up, they're all emotional, they're all, and somehow Peter is able to corral them, to not only not killing this guy, but also being cosmic do-gooders. Again, that's perfectly normal for Peter Parker to do something like that, to try to take a bad situation and try to turn it into a positive. But I just feel we missed, where was the rousing speech? What was the convincing argument? I mean, he says something about, well, what is justice and, forgiveness, but there's something, I feel there's something missing. It's like, how did he, I mean, this is a bunch of misfits who would rather be anywhere but here, and he's able to kind of shape them and make them work together as a team. And it's like, did I miss an issue somewhere? So I would say that's kind of my biggest con, is just kind of feel like I've been dropped kind of in the middle of the story and haven't been given enough reason. I don't know who are any of the, like I said, other than the Rocket, who are these people?
Agreed. You vocalized a lot of what I feel. I feel that Spider-Man is at his best when he is a relatable hero with everyman problems, and he gets a little bit of superhero mixed in with it. He's mixing his regular average Joe life with superheroics. I can't relate to getting punched so far into the universe that I am on another planet with a yellow chick hot for me and a talking raccoon. I mean, I don't get that. I have a friend at work. He was like, "What's happening in Spider-Man?" I'm like, well, he got punched so hard, he's on another planet leading the Guardians of the Galaxy wannabe crew. That is not my Spider-Man. That's Peter Quill.
The thing is, though, what color chick do you want to have the hots for you?
The one with the red hair. That's the one I want that Peter to be with. But I don't get it. I agree with you, JR. We didn't earn this. It just was, we were thrown into this. It didn't lead up to anything. And I can't for the life of me name half of these characters. You got Square Jughead over there. I
Yep.
do know Rocket from reading him for 30 years. I don't know who the Wi-Fi dude is. I don't know who half of these people are. I don't get it, nor do that. It was my Spider-Man action figure got dumped in a toy box filled with Star Wars heroes. That's what happened. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. I mean, granted, I like Josh. I agree that he looked kind of a badass, and he invoked some Fire Lord aspects to him, which is one of my favorite stories. However, Peter Parker was still in New York City trying to protect people from fellow people getting hurt. I can relate to a hero trying to save humans in a certain surrounding. Spider-Man is not a sci-fi book. It is a fantasy book. And what it's supposed to be down to earth. This is anything but even on the planet Earth. And I don't understand this. And what it says something to me that I am more interested in the Norman Osborn stories than I am the Peter Parker stories. I look forward to every other issue now. I read all 3 of these back to back yesterday. And I'm like, I agree with JR. It was non-linear. It was hard to understand. It was hard to understand the characters, who these people were, and why I should give a damn. A D for me, a solid D for me. For damn, I'm confused.
Brad, I will say, in
Yeah.
my opinion, at least, especially the Marvel Universe, is going on way too long. Like, this entire thing is going on. So it's clear, okay, we're running out of stories to do. We got to keep inventing new characters and bring this new stuff. And there's bound to be repeats and stuff like that. I am trying to look at the more positive sides of it, considering, there's like 65 years of history, if not more, of that. But definitely see where you're coming from with that. I think what kind of stuck out the most for me in this is, I don't really know, like, I don't care about these characters here or that, but it is something, it's still a story I want to find out more about in the end, specifically with Peter. That's my main drawing part for it.
I'm looking forward to him being back home and dealing with the stuff that he's left on the table. The relationship with Mary Jane, the relationship with Aunt May. How does he earn money? His job that we just spent 13 issues trying to set up with his friend that we've not seen in 60 years. Also, his CEO of Rand Corp. We just spent a bunch of issues setting that new status quo up, and we just chuck it. Let's put it back into space. I don't get it. I feel like it's 2 different books with the Amazing Spider-Man title on it. It doesn't feel like each issue flows into the other one at all. It's very choppy. So, there's my rant. All right. Chat, what's your grades on this thing? Let's take a look here. We have Mr. Comics gave it a B. Fighting was the best part for me. Makes me consider a B plus A minus, but I'll stick with a solid B. Zach says my shirt reflects my grade. That's pretty funny. Trayvon gives it an A. Let's see. I'm in the minority, it seems. Christina, with you. Zach gave it a B plus, he says. Gary in the Frozen says, when I met Joe Kelly back at HeroCon, Joe Kelly told me that the 2 Spider-Man stories won't last too long, so I'd say till 1,000, JR. That's a long freaking time.
Oh,
For 977.
20.
It'll wear out his welcome before then. So,
Oh man, I would hope by 980, 981, we're done with this blast.
But we have some stupid event called Armageddon or something coming up too. So,
Oh, he's got to be back on Earth for that Carnage Venom crossover. That's right.
oh yeah.
Unless that's Ben Reilly. Oh God. Okay. Mr. Comic says, I am done with this suit. Cool for an issue, but it's just too alien. I guess it just doesn't look right anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not gonna lie, one more day ruined everything for me. JR, I'm old enough, but I still don't know what the hell you're talking about. Says Mr. Comic.
Okay.
But his wife does watch VHS. Yeah, I don't get this book. It's not interesting. Or 616 Spider-Man comics have been ruined because of one more day. Mary, what's going on, Mary? DC has been doing a better job lately, with the exception of Ultimate. Let's see. I think Zach says he's back on Earth in January, February. So we got a couple more months of that. Not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it at all. I'm more interested with our hero. Literally, JR, our hero is Norman Osborn, right?
So, strangely enough, yes.
I'm rooting for Storm and Norman. So JR is going to tackle this one, ASM 978. Beautiful looking Patrick Gleason cover. Beautiful. I like that. Very nice cover. But will it make my grade go up like you say it will, Josh? We'll find out.
Like I said, Brad, we have like over 800 episodes of proof. It's not just my word.
Hey, I might have a new day. I might have a brand new day. In fact, I don't know.
Oh.
Go ahead, JR. Our hero, Norman Osborn. By the way, in the recap, my man's not looking too happy over there. It's because he read the previous issue. That's hey, I know who these characters are. Well, actually, I take that back. These two. But anyway.
I still can't pronounce Captain Snuggy's name or whatever the hell it is.
Captain Snuggy. Captain Kent Sugi. Kent Sugi.
Captain Snuggy has the power.
I like Captain Snuggy, though. Captain Snuggy is pretty good.
Yeah.
What's up, Captain Snug?
Yeah, you can already figure out what one of my cons is going to be. Anyway, the story opens with our hero, and he's really our hero, Norman Osborn.
Buck naked.
Norman is warming his boys by the fire.
his pumpkin bombs.
Sitting there in front of a warm fireplace, just letting the warm air just kind of circulate and keep the boys warm.
Oh God! All right. Anyway, then Miles goes, "We good?"
but oh, hang on a second here. I just got. Hang on. Okay. There we go. I had to send a little message. Because Norman, let's see here. I kind of sitting there, he kind of distracted me there.
You got distracted by it.
I don't know if his costume's wet or something, and he's hanging it out to dry. But
Darren's like, "Woo, it's getting a little hot in here."
Yeah.
60 plus years. Have we ever seen a naked Norman? Oh yeah, that Gwen Stacy.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, I was about to say, to keep this train from really running off the tracks, he's like I said, he's been in a bit of an existential crisis because he's failing, or in his mind, in his desire to try to be Spider-Man. And this time Norman is self-aware enough to realize that both his ego, that one, he's got a monstrous ego, but he also doesn't quite have Peter Parker's character. And and Norman, unlike Peter, Norman has no experience or conception really about the use of restraint in the use of power. He has a winner take all attitude. Last one standing or die trying or whatever. And he just, basically he just about beat up a bunch of teenagers in the prior issue. And so he's kind of sitting there thinking, I've just not, I am not Spider-Man. I am not the man that Peter Parker is.
Real quick, what's your thoughts on little Spider Boy saying "No more webs for you, Norman"? I just want to drop kick him.
I was about to say, I would slap this little bastard.
I can't hate a character more than Spider Boy. Yeah, he's it.
Wow.
Just talking to Norman Osborn like that, like the amount of restraint that our hero exercises by not just snapping his neck like Gwen Stacy. I mean, come on.
Well, I will say this: Spider-Boy does not really know who this is or what his significance is. Whereas the others are all they all know very well who Norman is. I think didn't like a couple issues ago, Spider Boy goes, "Is this guy supposed to be a big deal or something?" I think Spider Boy said that
Spider Boy is not.
When Norman took his mask off or whatever, and I think he did ask, "Who is this guy?" And Miles was like, "Tell you later." So he really does not know who he's talking to. But yeah, Norman should
cockiness. I hate that.
That. Norman. Yeah, he hasn't earned his. He hasn't earned his He hasn't earned it. He hasn't grown into his cowboy boots yet. So
he's a cowboy boot up the back spider web.
Yeah, well, you're just angry and cynical. I don't know how you're going to make it.
I wondered, when we started this podcast nearly 20 years ago, I was like, I wonder why JR in his 50s is so pissed. I now get it.
You either die a hero.
I was in my 30s. I'm now in my 50s, and I get it, JR.
Oh, then you're going to be real happy once you hit the 60s. Let me tell you.
God. Welcome to the damn Crawlspace. Let's review some more books I hate.
Yeah. Well, one, you'll have to make sure that you always have a good set of your teeth in the jar to put in whenever your other ones fall out.
I know what I need to do by the fireplace for sure. I learned in this book.
Yeah, chestnuts roasting.
Nitrous Force. That was Zach.
Yeah. Anyway, getting the train back on the track. Okay. Now, unfortunately, the scene shifts to Chasm and what's her name, Janine, or Hallows Eve, and she's wearing her Frankenstein monster mask. Hallows Eve already has a Funko Pop, which no wonder Funko's going broke because they license way too much garbage. But that's another converseen.
She's got a Marvel Legend too. You believe this, JR?
What?
She's got a Marvel Legend too. You believe this?
I haven't seen the Marvel Legend, but I don't. Yeah. I mean, we could go down a whole nother tangent with how this almost like is a big toy advertisement anymore. Absolutely. That we have all these characters and costumes being thrown at us only because, okay, hey, here's a variant, here's a toy variant, here's a chase.
Absolutely.
It's like you could say, oh, I see who the chase variant is going to be, in Walgreens. So
that's the Walgreens exclusive character. I know
exactly.
That one. Absolutely.
It's like a toy, it's not as insulting as a toy advertisement as Secret Wars was, for example. But it is pretty
By
bad.
the way, Mr. Comics has a great line. Somewhere off camera, Brad and JR did a brain swap. Now Brad's the superior Brad. JR, we swapped, man. We did a Freaky Friday.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the thing is, though, you didn't take my hair with you.
What hair?
Oh my God, it's gone!
I shaved that much off in the morning.
Well, I was about to say, play some of the. I was about to say, boys and girls, go back to some of the first videos we did and see how much hair I have then.
I blame it on bad comics. That's what made my follicles.
Age is a bitch. But anyway, so we're busting up this human traffic ring. Janine is clearly tired of Ben playing Peter, and he's jealous of the attractive women that since they surround Peter, naturally they're surrounding Ben now. And so, Janine is, Janine's turning a little bit green here. With envy. So we are now at a cute brunch spot. Now, I have no idea what a cute brunch spot looks like. I don't eat brunch. I don't know what a brunch is. What does one eat during a brunch? What time is a brunch?
You don't know what brunch is?
He doesn't have time. He's eating his feelings. That's why.
Yeah, but breakfast, lunch, put it together.
Yeah, there you go.
No, there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's like breakfast in the morning, lunch at noon. And it's like, so when does brunch happen? 10 o'clock? Who eats in the middle of the morning?
Well, not all of us are as old as time and get up at the 15:15 dawn.
Well, Josh, what is on the brunch menu? What are we eating?
Breakfast and lunch. It's just both.
Well, we got to get an early start so we can get to bed by 7 p.m. mean, I'm already up past my bedtime right now.
Oh God! All right.
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna
you
say,
know what is well, there's Linner. Have you ever had Linner?
No, Lupper. What is Linner?
what?
Lunch and dinner. You eat it between lunch and dinner. It's called a Linner.
No one calls it Linner. It's Lupper.
That's
Leprosy, what?
That must be a Missouri
Lupper.
thing.
You.
Yeah.
Lupper. Oh, supper and lunch. What's that? What's between dinner and breakfast? That's when I eat.
Midnight snack.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. There needs to be a midnight snack place around.
Anyway, so I don't know what the hell a cute brunch spot is. Never been to one. Never want to be to one. So anyway, Dr. Weird Ass Name. That we still don't have any context for. I mean, and I don't know a whole lot of people with a hyphenated name, but when you're talking to somebody with a hyphenated, do you use the hyphenated name? I mean, it's like,
oh my God.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
That's not a hyphenated name, though.
I thought it was. I thought
that's no.
Who has a hyphenated name?
Spider-Man.
I mean, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen,
wow.
the humorist up north on a Spider-Man podcast. I asked who has a hyphenated name. The most obvious damn name.
They leave out the hyphen. So
that was amazing.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's a good one. That's a zing right there, man.
Hey, you hoser. So
our hero stops at the brunch spot.
Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, I really don't know why I'm hung up on that name. It's just so odd out there. It just kind of takes me out every time I see it. It's like, okay, well, because every once in a while, like you can tell a character may be a self-insert or a person who won a contest or a person somebody knows. I used to see like Peter David in his day. There was like this lady bowler that he knew, and he put her in a. I mean, it's just, but it was clearly that's who it was, and he said that's who it was. So I know I don't know what's going on with this character,
Dr.
but anyway,
Monty Milton. Okay.
Yeah,
Monty Milton.
So anyway, of course, as we know, Dr. Weird Ass Name is the head of the Rand Without Danny Corporation, and she's in a one-on-one meeting with Ben. Doesn't realize he's Ben, and she's just about to drop some character-defining exposition regarding her son. When our hero, Norman Osborn, shows up unannounced and uninvited. Now, obviously, she has no idea just what the history between these two characters are, and thinks that Norman is just trying to poach Peter back to work for him. And so, I guess, she says that, you continuing to show up and talk to Peter is like getting really creepy. And it's pretty obvious that Peter cannot stand Norman.
I mean, Norman killed him back in the 90s. I mean, I'd be pretty ticked too.
Well, yeah, but also Norman paid to have him born. I mean, Norman's the guy that funded all this.
Put you into this world, I can take you out of it.
Exactly.
Take that, Ben Riley.
Both brought you in and took you out.
I brought you in, and I will take you out, Ben Riley. That's amazing. That's good.
But then, and this is going to be one of my cons. Obviously, it's nice to see. I mean, it's good to see that Norman's not everybody. Everybody. A lot of people still remember who Norman Osborn is and was. And it's again nice to see somebody who can't stand him because he was the bad guy. But then she launches into a Me Too diatribe, which is I'm going to get to in the cons. It's kind of like,
oh yeah,
where did that come from? It's like he in fact he really didn't even come to talk to her. He's talking to Pete, he's talking to Ben. And it's like he's not really even approaching her other than said, hey, we should do lunch. And it's like, and then she goes into a Me Too, and of course, go back to that panel, Brad, where Norman's lifting his eyebrow. Norman is as confused as the rest of us. Yeah, yeah. It's like, what the hell?
What the hell? What did I do to deserve that? It's because I went to a damn. I went to a brunch spot. That was my first mistake.
it's like, okay, yeah, I've been a cold-blooded killer and everything like that, but this is the first time someone's compared me to Harvey Weinstein. I mean, geez. Anyway,
I'm Norman Dam Osborn.
Norman knows who this Peter is, or quote unquote, he knows who he's talking to, and Ben, ever sharp on the uptick himself, realizes that what Norman's extracurricular activities have been lately. So we also get we get more character exposition. Dr. Weird Ass Name, she's got a kid, and he's obviously trouble. And he's about to get his little ass or big ass. I don't know how this kid is, but he's about to get his ass kicked out of school. And she doesn't appreciate Norman's inquiries about him. But she backs off a bit when she finds out that his inquiry actually was a sincere one. As with his knowing what it's like to be a single parent and knowing how bad he failed his son. And, I don't know, I'm stumbling over my pros and cons now, but this is something that really hasn't been brought up quite enough. And I'm glad that we're seeing it again. I mean, we have all this Norman being guilty about killing Gwen. And, okay, fine, which is true. I mean, he killed her, he murdered her. And he should feel guilty about that. But that shouldn't be the thing that haunts him the most. I mean, the fact that he failed as a father, that he failed his son, and now his son, and now, that he's turned over this new leaf, his son is gone, and he can never beg him for his forgiveness. He can never tell him he loves him again. It's all Norman lost and wasted all of that. It's all gone. And he has nothing but regrets. So Dr. Weird Ass Name backs off a little bit. But then a goblin slayer / spider slayer shows up.
That's a good name for it.
Norman has to run to change into Spider-Man. How weird is that? But then we get a momentary detour here. Aunt May apparently has been leaving little notes with Peter for whatever. Con City again. And obviously, I'll just cut to the chase. This is Janine again, wearing another mask. And Janine is actually trying to help Peter out a little bit, trying to kind of smooth over his problems with Aunt May and, stick up for him. But May's not buying any of it. So, she doesn't know the real Peter is in space, and she doesn't know that this is fake Peter. So, a wasted 2 pages here. Well, anyway, so Norman does a Tobey Maguire and runs down an alley and changes, pops his shirt open. And then the Goblin Slayer, okay, here. Yeah.
Hit by this guy that you Kitsugi.
Yeah. Back. Okay, that's it's left to the reader's imagination just what name she calls Norman. But then this idiotic Captain Snuggy shows up to literally derail the plot by trying to take on this goblin spider slayer. He's clearly out of his depth, clearly an amateur. Playing Captain America. But fortunately, the scene shifts again to Norman, who realizes that, holy cow, this is the first time I'm actually doing this when people can see me. I better not screw this up. So, but he's also...
Captain Googie is whatever. He's throwing CDs at him. What's this about? It looks like he's throwing CDs.
Yeah, I was about to say little Frisbees or whatever. Just...
What's a CD?
But I do like what you call them, Goblin Slayers. That's kind of fun.
You don't know what a CD is?
I'm totally messing with you guys.
Oh my God! It's like,
hey,
what?
Christina, this is what it feels like to be JR and I when we say things, and the younger generation doesn't get it.
Now ask him, though, if he knows what an 8-track is. So there we go.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he's really confused now.
Anyway.
Let's speed on a treadmill.
We have a wasteful one-page diversion between Peter's new friend, who's an old friend from middle school, who we knew nothing about for the last 60 years, and another scientist who does a put down comparing this guy to Peter, which will probably be a plot device later on, but it's utterly irrelevant now. All right, so now we go back to the somewhat interesting part. But the Goblin Slayer hints at a past grievance that Dr. Weird-Ass Name has with Norman Osborn, because it says that you of all people should understand, why I want to kill this guy. So I was like, oh no, not another secret here. This thread will likely be picked up later. And there's also a hint that whoever is wearing the armor or whoever's funded this has an even deeper grievance with Norman. And Norman's getting another reality check as he realizes just how brave and relentless Peter is in the pursuit of justice and protecting innocence. And he wonders about the futility of being a good man in a world where being good isn't necessarily always appreciated or rewarded. But then he thinks, but I am not a good man. And but seeing the crowd cheering him on as he drops this giant robot thingy, he says, but I feel like one. And it buoys him, and it also scares the living hell out of him. So anyway, after the battle, Norman asks Captain Snuggy why he's doing this, as he points out he's just a kid. And the kid says, oh, I want my life to count for something, doesn't everybody? Again, but Peter and Ben is looking on disapprovingly. We're now at the Slayer's point of origin, where the mysterious robed figures are berating this Electo.
Wait a minute. Wait. JR, I have to see this. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Let's look at JR's hood.
Yeah, I was about to say, young Skywalker. But
that's amazing. Yeah, I love it.
Pick up this lightsaber, strike me down.
I must have been foretelling something tonight.
Oh, you're wearing a Star Wars shirt. Yes, it is indeed Darth JR. He lives. He lives.
So,
I actually think you look like Constantine, the evil Kermit, more than anything.
Hear that, JR? You look like a Muppet.
You just look like a mole here.
I guess
you a man or a Muppet, JR?
I guess I'll fit in that episode of Strange New Worlds that's coming up next year. Then where they're all Muppets.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, So anyway, the figures are all complaining about, you failed, and then we have another mysterious figure that says, no, actually, this was a good run. Now we've got something going here. This is like the first step to taking out our old friend Norman Osborn, and it turns out that it's none other than Roderick Kingsley. And he tells the figures, you just need a little more expertise and a little style, which for a former fashion designer makes perfect sense. What that he would say.
Perfect line, by the way. I like it.
So
Gary in the Frozen says it looks like JR was going to rap on 8 Mile.
I do recognize that reference.
Eminem. Oh, hey, get it, JR. Get it. Gone. He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good God. Hey, while you're up, can you do a Spider-Man push-up?
In the words of Tobey Maguire, my back.
Okay. So let's look at the letters pages. Is this the one with Javi in it? Or is that next issue?
Next issue.
Okay, so nobody in here that we really
So I can't call all these letter writers sycophants anymore because some of them are crawl spacers.
Yeah, some of them are crawl spacers, man.
So,
yep. Okay, JR, what yes, Mr. Comics, his hips don't lie. Be careful with your hips. JR, you're great on this one, sir.
I wanted to give it. I gave it a B minus, which is, you know, fairly good, but I would like to have given it a higher grade. But this issue has a lot of problems. So, but I give it a B minus.
B minus. Josh, you right?
Yeah, gosh. C minus.
Okay. Wow, it really dropped for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Christina.
I gave it a C plus.
I'm going to give it a C. Better than last issue. A couple of questions before JR. I'm confused a little bit. What is Ben Reilly's motivation? Why is he sitting in for Peter? I don't get that. Did I miss something?
No,
I'm
you didn't.
guessing. Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Christina. What is it?
I was gonna. I think it's that he wants Peter's life. If I had to guess, because he still doesn't have his memories back or anything. So I'm guessing it's because he wants Peter's life, especially because Peter's not in the picture right now. So Might
he's
as well
not trying to
fill
help
in.
him. He's just trying to replace him. Is that
yeah.
his motivation?
that's
That-
my guess.
like it's not been explained why he's doing this, which is kind of helping him, I think, by not making him lose his job, etc. JR, do you know why Ben Reilly is doing this? I don't get it.
No, that's another thing that's kind of missing is we're, you know, it seems like we've missed something because Ben just shows up, you
I know.
and
he's,
you know,
He's been
unfortunately-
forgetful for several issues too.
Unfortunately, our psychic friend Mike deduced that it was Ben Reilly right away. But yeah, he just kind of walked in and is like, okay, Ben's here. Why is he here? What's he doing? Where's the story going?
I
So,
don't get it.
but yeah, you know, you're right.
What's your pros, JR? What do you like?
Well, like I said, you know, I think getting into Norman's regrets, and like I said, if as a parent, nothing is worse than feeling that you have failed your child. And you know, it's good to see that, and for as long as Norman is sane, theoretically, that's something that is never going to be very far from his thoughts. In one of the you know, and something that is this story. I mean, it's weird that Norman is Spider-Man. Okay, look, this is just bizarre. It's almost unearned. It's like, where the hell did this come from? You know, going back to Bob McKenzie's statement earlier about, well, you're running out of stories after about 1,000 issues. You got to think up something to say. So getting past all that. At first, I was worrying that this was just going to be another, you know, superior Spider-Man where another one of Spider-Man's villains becomes Spider-Man. But no, thus far, Norman is showing a lot more self-awareness than Doc Ock ever did during his term as Spider-Man. You know, Otto, you know, he used his time as Spider-Man to feed his ego and his drive and his ambition. You know, whereas Norman actually his time as Spider-Man is being, in a way, reminding him of all the things he's failed, and you know how he's being, and you know he's feeling guilt about things. So it
is interesting that this Norman storyline has gone on for 3 writers. Spencer introduced it, Zeb Wells continued it. Now we're on to Joe Kelly. I mean, it's almost like they were like, "What? We're going to make this thing go for 4 or 5 years."
Well, what I'm afraid of, and is that, you know, other than Spider-Man, obviously this is my favorite character, but he can suffer from overexposure. I'm afraid they want to give him his own title, to be honest. You know, I mean, they tried with the 5-issue Gold Goblin, and now they're trying him out as Spider-Man, you know, and it's like they want, you know, you almost feel like they want to turn him into another anti-hero like Venom or something and give him his own title. It's like, God, I hope they're not going that way.
Because the only thing I can think of is they're like, we need 1,000 to be a big issue. And it's got to be a Norman Spider-Man story at issue 1,000. And this has got to be the issue where he just goes bad. I mean,
yeah. So, you know, I think Joe Kelly has, I think Joe Kelly has a good read on Norman Osborn. I mean, I really think particularly a Norman Osborn who's forced to be reflective. You know, when Norman's in Goblin mode, he never really was reflective. He never reflected on the things he'd done. But now he's in a different state of mind where, he's having to face the consequences of his actions for the last several decades. So, it's interesting. So,
Yeah, I'll give you that. Any other pros for you, JR?
now that was my primary pro. Like I said, just getting into Kelly's got a good take on Norman Osborn.
I think Christina had a higher grade than Josh. So, Christina, you go next. What do you like about it? What's pros that we didn't mention?
Jay's talked about it a little bit, but I do like that Norman's kind of realizing everything's Peter has to put into being Spider-Man, and realizing that with the parental responsibilities and stuff that he didn't do with Harry and stuff. So I am digging that.
Any other pros that you liked?
That's about it.
Okay, Josh, what'd you like most about the issue?
Art was good.
Yeah.
Interesting plot, like ideas, if they weren't kind of already done. That's kind of it for me.
All right, JR. Well, pros for me. I agree with pretty much everything you guys said. Inside the mind of JR, inside the mind of Norman, I'm getting the two confused. Same thing. It really, he's more humanized than Peter Parker is in his own book. I really care more about this character than I do Peter Parker, and that's kind of sad. In his own book called Amazing Spider-Man, and I don't get that. I mean, the villain should be just as good as the hero, and the hero should be interesting. He's not interesting in his own book at the moment for me.
Oh,
he's off in space.
Brad, I have one more pro.
Okay, go ahead.
Where Aunt May says, somehow I imagine that when you're together, he's otherwise occupied, not talking with you. That was
yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. That's funny. Let's see. Chat, did you give your grades? I think I saw a few of them. We got Trevion gave it a B. Mr. Comics gave it an A. Let's see. JR is trying to be cool with the kids. I love it. That's pretty good. Norman, JR must be enjoying Norman being Spidey. He's giving these issues the highest grades. I give it an F, Tevia, because I hate Norman Osborn. Spider-Man's just dumb and not interesting. Similar to Mary Jane as Venom. This is garbage idea that needs to end. Ben Reilly's motivation as the comic is to not give a fuck. Mighty Crane. I'm done with these awful characters. Can they go away? Gary says that Ben Reilly has always wanted Peter's life, but the question is, how does Ben know Peter's not on Earth?
Because he could sense it.
On the giant web called the internet. Why even have Ben Reilly still be a villain? What is the point? Let's see. Gold Goblin was pretty good, JR, says Mary. I agree. It was a good mini. I liked it.
Yeah, but I just don't think Norman, I don't think he's a character that should have his own series. I mean, other than a mini series.
Norman connected with what made Peter Spider-Man, and I love it, says Mr. Comics. So, all right. JR, your cons on this one.
Yeah. I have a lot of cons, unfortunately, because the first one is I've kind of alluded to, the whole diatribe, Dr. Weird Ass Name, goes about Norman being an alpha male who doesn't know how to take no from, basically it's like, who doesn't know the word no coming from someone who looks like me. In other words, she's basically saying, you don't know how to take no when a hot chick like me tells you no. And it's like, where did this come from? Norman didn't even really. That's
what Norman's saying right here. He's like, what the WTF? Should be like the word.
There's enough reason for somebody to hate Norman Osborn. I mean, he's an immoral, unethical businessman. Yeah. And certainly she's old enough to remember that he pretty well was running the world there for a while during the post-Civil War days and how he screwed that up. And he admitted to being a supervillain. He admitted to being the Green Goblin. There's plenty of other reasons, to hate Norman Osborn. It's like, and where the hell does this come from? But what I'm worried about is honestly, when they start dropping this stuff about, well, there's this kid and there's this troubled kid, and then the Goblin Slayer alludes to Norman having done something with Doctor, and I'm thinking, oh no, don't let there have been a previous sexual relationship, and don't let this kid be Norman's. I'm just, part of me is like, that, I mean, that would be a horrible. That would be a horrible. I mean, Spider-Man has always been full of soap opera tropes. That's kind of what has made the title work. That is one of the most lame. I just hope they don't go there, but I'm afraid they're going to, and
you think it's a love goblin that is going after him?
Well, it's like, again, it's just like too many. I mean, I don't know. Too many writers have an obsession with sex. The problem has to be sex. It can't be just that he's an asshole and that maybe he ran her out of business. Maybe he ran somebody she knew out of business. Maybe he cost her career early on or something. But no, it's, got to be, I'm hoping we don't go in that direction. But anyway, I'm afraid we will. I won't belabor my old grievance about Aunt May not knowing that Peter is Spider-Man, because obviously I think that must be an editorial mandate that that either May doesn't know or May doesn't let on that she knows. It's clear that
it's so old. It's so old at this point.
Well, not only that, but speaking of old, by the way, I mean, and I'm, my mother is still alive and she's 83 years old. And I could not, and Aunt May is Aunt May is almost as old. I mean, if she was 72 back during Marvel Knight Spider-Man, but I could not let my mother go to the grave with her thinking the worst of me, or without her knowing, without her knowing why I wasn't there when she thought I should be. I couldn't bear that, that she,
why you couldn't? Because that's the responsible thing to do. And with great power. So it seems like he's betraying his oath to his father and also his mother, essentially, by not telling her.
And Peter is too, I mean, see here, and I think I think we're past the, we realize now, and maybe that's why the writer, a lot of the writers hate us, because because they want to write these characters in this same box. They want Peter to be a perpetual man-child, and they want him to behave like a perpetual man-child. But, Peter, I always thought, was too conscientious to let May think of him this way. I mean, it would break my heart if my mother thought poorly of me, I mean, and, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right.
Especially with the movies, Aunt May knowing in the movies.
Yeah.
And so more people know from the movies that Aunt May knows than the comics.
Yeah. And
so
she would
why
know.
do they do this?
She's been in Spider-Man's company enough that I think she would know. And I think I agree with Marv Wolfman. I think it was, or Roger Stern, or whoever said that issue 200 was probably the time that she kind of started, stop denying it and let herself believe what it was. But anyway, Captain Snuggie, why are we wasting ink with this character? And I've said before that I'm worried that we're going to slip into Superior Spider-Man territory, as Josh said, we have been here before with that. I'm just afraid I hope that we don't tread the same ground. I mean, I think that so far Joe Kelly is doing a relatively good job of distinguishing how Norman is approaching being Spider-Man as how Otto approached being Spider-Man. So I think but we're still getting a little bit too close to, we've been down this road before. Yeah.
I like what Mary says in the chat. She doesn't trust that Marvel writers will handle the conversation between Peter and Aunt May like JMS did. Hell, JMS is writing Spider-Man again. Let him do it again. Let him write it again.
JMS, we all have issues with JMS, but looking back, it's kind of after seeing everything that came after him, I'd take him back in a heartbeat.
Me too.
I mean, he was a good writer, but the problem is, I don't know that. I'm surprised that he is right, because I don't know how he could. I don't know how he could withstand all this editorial interference. I mean, I think it's worse than Quesada's day, basically. So
that's probably why he's writing a Untold Tales of Spider-Man. Are you reading Torn? It's pretty good.
I burned stole issue 2.
Yeah.
There was, it's funny. There was something good in it, and I can't remember what it was, but it didn't look as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I'm not a big fan of Untold Tales, so
this one's not bad. But all right. Are we on cons or pros? I forget.
Cons.
Okay. Any other cons, JR?
No.
Okay. Josh had the equal grade to me, I think. I give it a C.
I had C minus, I think. Yeah.
Okay. What did you not like about it?
Okay. Brad, am I able to share my screen?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Pop it up, and I'll put it up on the screen when you do it.
Has anyone seen the show Dark on Netflix?
No.
Okay. So I can go here. So long story short, it's basically just a time travel show. Can everyone see the first image here?
They're really small, but can you zoom in?
Like this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's just like, this doesn't really give too many spoilers, but essentially it's just a time travel show, and they go back and forth in time and yada, yada, yada. But that's episode 1. Once you get to like season 3, it's spoiler warning in advance for anyone. You can pause it or just cover it for a second. You get to this, if it loads, where it looks like,
oh, wow.
And there's so many constant back and forth time travel stuff or whatever. My brother and I love the show. It is ridiculously confusing. I love the show, but we have to stop and look at this chart every time we watch it.
Oh, man.
And that's what it feels like to me reading this book right now, because right off the bat, you get like the first freaking panel. You have Miles in a completely, at first, I didn't even recognize that was Miles. Completely different suit. Silk, you got to remember, we brought in from like volume 3. Spider annoying kid, we have to bring in from his own book that everyone got erased out of, like Spider-Verse 4.0. And then what is this, Aranya?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then another spider person, and Norman, who's a good guy. Like, it's just, there is so much going on in this, and we are on panel like 2. Like,
well, maybe that was my complaint about the previous issue. I actually know these people. I've seen them. I mean, they've got 20 years of backstory. We've got 2-3 issues of whoever the Wi-Fi dude is.
At least with those ones, though, it doesn't seem like I have to read all the Spider Satellite titles to understand what's happening. It's okay. Yes, I don't know who these characters are, but nobody does. I'm figuring it out in this book. This one, there's so much overlapping here. And again, there's probably, if I read the previous issues, could have caught up a little faster, but like, there's so much happening that you have to like keep track of. And okay, Ben is back, and nobody knows why Ben is back. So we have to keep track of that. And then like JR and I were talking about, we've kind of seen all of this before. Like, okay, great. It's another Spider-Person team up. It's another villain taking on the mantle of Spider-Man. Yet again, Ben Reilly is trying to take over Peter Parker's life. And Janine is getting jealous. And Aunt May still doesn't know because she's written stupidly and still doesn't understand. Like, this sums it up. Yeah. You know what? I want to change my grade. D-. Like, I'm getting like frustrated talking about this. We have seen all of this over and over and over again.
You feel like you're a hamster on a wheel.
Exactly. We're not going anywhere. And like, yes, Aunt May really should know at this point. I can't, like, we have Spider Slayers 20.0 now, and then we have some other kid we
got Goblin Slayers now.
Goblin Slayers, and like, we have run out of superpowers to offer, so we just have Captain, what's his name, Kinsugi
Underpants.
Yeah, where he's like copying Captain America and Iron Man and tech savvy because everyone's a genius in this world. And Peter Parker is working for some other random company that we don't really know what they do. And it's a friend that didn't exist for the last 60 years, but apparently they were best friends after sharing lunch one time or something. Like, I'm getting tired of, I'm pulling my inner JR here. I'm getting kind of tired of just the constant, we've already seen this. Like this, we just something original, please.
Well, and not only that, Josh, I think you've kind of, the thing is, we know that whatever this status quo is, it's not going to be allowed to breathe. It's not going to be allowed to fully play out, because, middle next year, we're going to get another friggin' event, which is going to come in and, take over all Marvel's titles for months and completely disrupt any momentum the stories have got. And then Kelly's run will be over, and we'll be, after issue 1,000, a new writer will come in, it'll reboot again.
The number one.
And what, that's the thing. Even, I mean, we don't, they say that there are no new ideas, or maybe that's true. But, the thing is, they're not allowed to let ideas, give them enough time to be different or to work out or we're going to have another stupid event next year. And then we're going to probably the year after that, we're going to have a completely new status quo. And all of this is going to be forgotten.
It's like you were saying, is like the one idea that actually seemingly has been carried on through 3 different writers now is that Norman's like a good guy. And even still, we've repeated his same story of I'm becoming a good guy. Oh, but I'm the evilness is pulling back, and I'm a good guy, but I have to hold back the web punches. Well, I'm an evil guy, but the goodness of being Spider-Man feels so good. It's like we've done that 4 times within the same 3-year span.
It feels like it's being dragged out, like Brad said, to issue 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Christina, let's get to your any other thoughts on this issue, guys?
No.
Okay.
I think everything was said that needed to be said. And then what's crazy is way back when we saw when the Sins went back into Norman, that laugh, and it's like, now we're doing this stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So this issue came out last week, I think, issue 979.
Yes.
Volume 7, I think, issue 15. New suit, new aliens, new nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Take me through this one.
Okay, we open with Peter catching Aunt May doing the dishes, and they embrace, and he has so much to explain to her. But then all of a sudden, she's on fire and looks
Jesus.
Of course. And
God
even if you are a day late and $1 short, nope, it's just a dream. They're still in outer space.
I didn't notice Hell's Gates behind her. I just noticed that just now.
I didn't either. Oh my goodness.
Hell's Gates right there. I did not notice that.
Well, it's just a dream because he wakes up from it. They're still in outer space and he's in his underwear. And Rocket comes in and with the
this is like the second opening of an Amazing Spider-Man book where the 2 heroes are naked nearly. The heck?
Yeah, and then and then Rocket's explaining he does not like anybody named Peter, and Spider-Man's worse than Star-Lord, apparently. And then he's got this nice BFG gun, which is a big freaking gun, it's called. And there are these spaceships outside of the ship saying, basically, Rocket, what did you do? And then we cut to the previously on page. And then we are in this, I can't even say, Galagus.
Skrid City?
Something like that. Well, apparently, whatever this guy's name is, the Black Order has a bounty out for Rocket and everybody here, and apparently Rocket had made business with this guy and given him some money, but he wants what Rocket owes him, and basically, he's over there saying that he was freed by this guy, and then Peter promised some money to me and stuff, and he's like, no, that's only half true. But what they're gonna do to let Rocket basically slide is if he does this fighting called Betty Wrestling. And
didn't he used to do that during the Ditko years, the Betty Wrestling? Under the desk at the Daily Bugle. I remember that issue. That was good job.
And
Pete?
apparently Rocket doesn't want to call Peter by his actual name, and he's like, well, if I do this for you, are you going to call me by my actual name? And then it turns out, yeah, Peter's going to step up to the fight and fight Betty. Betty is a beautiful, big monster. And the announcer announces it and says that Peter is the succulent Spider-Man. And apparently people outside of Earth know who Spider-Man is too. And so Peter's gonna do it alone. Rocket's not coming in to help him or anything. Then Peter makes a joke about fighting Betty and stuff, and he's realizing something's up with his suit. And so they end up telling him, yeah, the suit's still alive. It's actually a Technarch, which is the same species that Warlock is. So yeah, it's basically an alien like we were talking about. And
I think
so
you know about those things by now.
yeah. And then to get the suit off, he has to say reboot. And so we see his name's Glitch. And so we see Glitch and Peter seeing each other's memories of each other's lives and stuff. So and so now Peter's back to his naked self with underwear on in the monster's mouth. And so there's a big brawl that happens, and Glitch is gonna try to talk to the big monster about stuff, and he's given Peter some of his suit to fight and stuff. So he's able, and then apparently Rocket made a deal with this guy to find out where his family is, the other Guardians and stuff. But he basically what is it? He was swindled. There we go. And so he's able to Glitch is able to communicate with the monster about the service that the monster was serving under, that the monster doesn't like it, and wants to basically eat him one leg at a time. So and then Rocket's like, I want to in on the negotiation too. And everybody's like, why not? So after that, who knows what happened to the guy that Rocket swindled? We cut back to Peter and Wi-Fi guy doing experiment and stuff. He's trying to understand why Peter did what he did, because he said it was the right thing to do and stuff. And so Rocket comes in, doesn't like it that Peter's working with
Wi-Fi guy.
And he's helping Peter to become stronger and stuff. So then the chick that has the hots for Peter comes in and asks Peter why he did what he did, and it was because it was the right thing to do. Wouldn't you do the same? And so now they're in a big makeout session. he's like, yeah, I'm on vacation, it's totally normal. And
she has things on her chin. I thought that was drool. Drool right there. I forgot that she had things on her chin. Oh, okay.
I did too. And then
did you think it was drool? Yeah.
And then somebody is like walking past them and stuff with like a visor on, like so. And then it's like, and that's where we left off at, to be continued with them smooching each other. So
if you want, if you have permission, if you want.
Yep.
Normal.
Is she supposed to be a cat or something? I mean, I didn't realize it until this like last page here. Like she's got, the ears and the kind of the furry eyes or whatever. I mean, is she supposed to be
a furry?
Yeah.
She has horns.
Yeah,
I think she's horny.
Give me by 1 second.
Okay. She's a cat with horns.
I said
no tail though. No tail.
Horns. Yeah.
But Peter's
the horn lady. By the way, I want to give a shout out to our friend, our Crawlspacer in the letter page, Javi. Made it right here.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up, Javi? Good to see him in the letters pages as always. This issue was someone's first. Goodwin's first issue was ASM 25 by Dan Slott.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't think that was by Dan Slott. I thought that was by Nick Spencer.
That looks Nick Spencer, yeah.
That's Nick Spencer. That's not Dan Slott. But anyway, Mr. Comics, what happens in space stays in space. Yeah, don't tell Shay, don't tell MJ. Peter Parker's the new Captain Kirk, says Mary.
Does he have an Earth girlfriend right now?
Shay,
Well,
they're like on and off again and
Shay.
stuff. So
Okay.
I mean, they were in they were Ross and Racheling it. They were on a break.
yeah, because they're like she's seeing other people. They're not really
Yeah.
exclusive or whatever. So
Right.
Yikes.
Yeah. JR, you ever have a yellow chick lean into you like this and start drooling? Is this the everyman hero? Does this
No.
this happen to every guy?
70s were a weird time, Brad. So
Well, I mean, if I did have that happen to me, I certainly wouldn't be telling you.
JR, we've learned after 800 episodes, JR does not kiss nor tell. There we go. There you go. To boldly go where Peter Parker has gone before. All right, Christina, what is your grade on this issue?
oh my god. The
Yeah.
same as the one as before, a D.
Okay, we have a D on the table. JR, what is your grade, sir?
I give it a C minus.
what?
C minus. Josh, what is your grade, sir?
F.
Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute. You gave the last issue an A. You giving this one an F?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, we have some explanation out of you, young man.
That's
I'm
why.
giving it
Wow.
a D. I'm giving it a D with Christina. Christina, go ahead. But man, I'm coming to you quickly, Josh. My goodness. Wow. What a turnaround up in north. Okay, go ahead, Christina.
There's not really much pros here. I
No,
like
there's
Peter,
not much pros.
I like Peter making the joke to Betty about how he has to beat her up to help Rocket and stuff. Typical Peter to do that. And then him and freaking Rocket, man. And then Rocket doesn't want to call Peter by his name. He's calling him boss. Then he's over there calling him other stuff that they have to beep out and stuff. It's like, yeah, not much. So,
JR, you're the highest grade of all of us.
Wow.
Evidently, you're
shocking.
off your meds. Why did you like this issue so damn much?
I think like incest, that's entirely it's a relative.
what the heck?
I don't know, man. Take the pills, please. You need to be leveled. Okay, what did you like about this damn thing, JR? Come on, see.
Well, the thing is, I gave it a grade similar to the two issues before because really, in a way, it felt kind of like a retread. I didn't feel like we were breaking any new ground here. We were just, another goofy situation in space. But pros, I mean, I gotta say, I like you have your reputation as an A-class turd burger is written in the stars. I love that. I mean, it's something Rocket would say, and again, you can hear Bradley Cooper saying it. It's a great put down. There also was a reference to our marvelous 2-on-1, which I didn't know if that was a sly reference to the old Marvel 2-in-1 or if it was just completely coincidental.
Gotta be.
But there, other than just like little moments here and there weren't a lot of pros. Like I said, it's another kind of confusing situation. Like, okay, where are we? Why are we here? Where's this? What objective is this leading to? That kind of thing. So,
my pro is the succulent Spider-Man. That I laughed on that one. That was pretty funny. I like the succulent Spider-Man, and that's when the yellow horny chick just started talking to him a little bit more when he was called the succulent Spider-Man. So, all right, Christina, cons. We have a D. Who knew that Josh was below me on this grade? But go ahead, Christina. Your cons first.
I'm just gonna make this quick. It's the same issue
right.
that we had with 2 issues ago with him being in outer space. JR brought this up, this just in a space adventure, it not going anywhere. It's like, who cares? And it's like, I made it simple. So
the answer is who cares? Agreed. Who cares on this? All right, my Canadian friend, I have to find out what made you drop several letter grades from the previous issue where he was in space from an A to an F. Go.
Okay.
The fans are demanding it, including me.
Part of it is just I'm more cynical now after the previous direct issue. Like I can deal. There's just stupid jokes like succulent Spider-Man. Oh, I'm T-posing. Oh crap, I can deal with that. As soon as Peter says, "I'm sorry, I wore you," that was it for me. Mainly it's what I just said. Like we've already seen these same stories for the last 3 decades of all this stuff all over and over and over again. And we literally we just had this issue. They're fighting some random thing that no one cares about. And then it is very, at least with the previous issue, the one that I reviewed like the 2 issues ago, at least with that one, it was like, okay, I can see like Peter had an awesome boss fight here and was leading the team and then we were going to get somewhere. And then I was kind of hoping that the next issue would be like 1-page recap. He got everybody home and he's making it and like the story progresses forward. But nothing freaking progressed, and he's hooking up with the Mountain Dew colored chick. Like
Mountain Dew chick. I love it. I bet you he's going to have a Baja Blast later.
like he's coming out looking like Yellow Jacket here, and he's completely taking over who Star-Lord is supposed to be. He's playing the wrong Peter. And just after the nonsense that's happening on Earth, and then we get to this, and it's not it's not moving anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Seemingly, I will be honest, Christina made the story make more sense after she read it, but
yeah,
I still don't know what the point of this. So, like, we're still, and Peter and Rocket are still talking, and now he's just hooking up with the pea-colored chick. So this is dumb.
No, Mountain Dew chick's got to stick. Mountain Dew chick is great.
I don't care what's getting sticky there. It's dumb. F. Yeah.
All right, F. JR, your con, sir.
Well, the thing is, I knew that 2 issues ago when we saw that this female character was essentially a humanoid form, a biped. I said, oh God, this is where we're going. No surprise here. This is where we're going. It would have been more interesting if this were like a slimy, multi-tentacled creature or something like that who happened to be female and was attracted to Peter. And Peter is like, oh, how do I get this creepy thing away from me without offending her or whatever? That might have been an interesting story. It might have been an interesting take, about, okay, yeah, I'm flattered, but no, I said, okay, she's humanoid. She and Peter are going to hook up. She's the only female, right? So, it just, the predictability of that particular part was like, yeah, okay, here we are. Nothing new here.
Chat. McNulty's in the house. What's he say? As Peter's hooking up with the Mountain Dew chick, he and everyone reading went, Shay? Who's Shay? Shay who?
I was praising Peter's morals 2 issues ago.
Yeah.
And then now he's just like kind of cheating, but not really because it's a stupid Gen Z situationship BS. This is stupid.
Mary says, this reminds me of the time when Marvel made the Hulk the Starship Enterprise, and Brad also hated that. Amen, sister. Yeah, I hated that. It's one of the worst stories of all time. I don't want Peter to get an intergalactic STD. The Netadon with the win. Mr. Comics gave this one a B-. Didn't get that A yet. I have a feeling that this indeed has happened to JR in the past, where a Mountain Dew chick has leaned up and put one on him. That's fun. Yeah, Netadon, I read about that. George R.R. Martin blasted One More Day recently. Mm-hmm. He was like, I hate retcons in comic books, and Peter should be married. It's cheating. thought that was pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Peter and Shay are not exclusive, so Peter can go out and kiss Mountain Dew chick, and all he wants. Oh, let's see. You know what? In my email today, I got a little gift from Marvel, and I thought I'd share it with you all. Are you guys ready?
Oh, goody.
All right. We have a preview of next issue coming out next Wednesday. Let's take a look at issue number 16. My favorite, John Romita Jr. is back, so that's nice to have him back. And we have Hush over from the DC crossover.
Yeah.
So we have Hush. No, it's Plague RX. Prescribes pain, JR. Is he working for the Medicaid Avengers or the Medicare Avengers? Anyway, we're going to find this out. So here is a preview of the issue coming out. Previously in Spider-Man. So we have Norman Osborn, Ben Reilly, May Parker, Maria Osmani, Milton, and Tombstone in this book. So we open with New York City. Dawn comes to a city that does not sleep. Inside Peter Parker's apartment. Evidently, he is walking on the ceiling since we have a ceiling fan over here. Yawn, what's up? And then we're inside Aunt May's apartment. Apologies for the random text, but I've been thinking about you and wanted to reach out. Ooh, who is texting Aunt May?
JJ.
Inside Tim. He's dead. maybe her stepson, J. Jonah Jameson. I don't know.
Right.
Tombstone's mansion. There was an understanding between us. A secret lab in Midtown with our friend Norman Osborn. Is that Norman? We had a deal. You broke it. Wait a minute. Is that Norman? That's got Norman hair. Why is a spider on Norman's hand?
Ugh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I don't know. Sorry, it's nothing. You're stressing so hard I can hear it in my dreams. Don't lie. So Ben is talking. I know that we're hardly the best of friends, but we need to do something. I need to do something, says the text Aunt May. And then Tombstone's working out. Something's wrong with him. Hate that this is on my mind, but I can't let it hang anymore. Then Norman says, we don't care what you do with your time unless you do it wearing those colors or our symbol. To Norman. What does that mean? Oh no! Did that guy sleep over at Aunt May's house? Oh, scandalous! No!
Aunt May's such a whore.
Okay, hold on. Of all the people he could have picked, why him? Maybe he didn't, Ben. Maybe it just happened. He asked me to be Spider-Man last time. And this time you're sleeping in his bed, spending his money, doing his work. That's creepy, Ben Reilly. The text Aunt May. So who is writing Aunt May? You don't owe me anything, May, but I thought that perhaps if you have the time, you could provide me with insight as to what the hell's going through the boy's mind. That boy's mind. Tombstone, I owe him that much. Bleep, as that is, I owe him. Norman says, the other spiders and I are giving you the benefit of the doubt because he asked us to. The bill has come due, says Norman, but you're not Spider-Man, Mr. Osborn. Oh, that must be a communicator. Some spider is talking to Norman. Okay. His work, says Ben. What's it going to take for you to let go, Ben? You're right, Janine. 100%. I'm going to wrap a few things up and we're done. And then the whoring Aunt May gets another text. Says, whatever you decide, I hope you're well. Best. J. Jonah Jameson. There you go.
Mhm.
There you go. You called it, Christina. I know I'm not supposed to sign text, but old dogs. How would you like to meet my 60-year-old stepson today? Oh, what? That's kind of serious, May. I was just over here for, well, he didn't say that. You're a man of honor, boss. School. Appreciate your loyalty and your sacrifice. We settle up today. Sounds like a plan. Please stop. And Norman says, or we're going to have to make you stop. So some spider people are telling Norman to stop being Spider-Man.
Now
So that is coming.
Green Goblin talking to him.
Well, it's a floating spider on his hand. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and there's a text bubble coming out of the spider right here. So, yeah.
Where?
Anyway, so that's coming out in Amazing Spider-Man coming out this next Wednesday. Thoughts on that team, JR? Aunt May's getting some.
That's what I say. Next issue does not look very promising at all.
Yeah. Christina, thoughts?
We'll see where it goes.
Josh, thoughts?
No.
Mary has thoughts. She says that JR, Peter's love life is rubbing off on Aunt May.
Oh gosh, that's not the only thing she's rubbing.
Oh!
I agree with JR that it's probably Green Goblin talking in Norman's head. No, it's a little spider with a word balloon next to it.
Yeah, but you couldn't hardly tell from. I mean, I couldn't really tell what was going on either. I saw the spider, but didn't realize the spider was the one carrying on the conversation. So
Yeah. Oh man, if they bring in like Madam Web into this with her.
Oh no! By the way, we have this character named Plague RX, and we have a comment: Spider-Man versus Obamacare is what this. So Peter actually did go out in outer space. No STT. Wonder Plague is here. I don't know what that means. Metadon. Spider-Man versus the United States healthcare. That's a fight he's not going to win. All right.
Needs an appearance from Cardiac now.
Oh, of course. Cardiac getting a new Marvel Legend, by the way.
Really?
All right. He's getting one. By the way, I ordered a new Marvel Legend. I've stopped buying them because they're so damn expensive, but I had to buy the Marvel Legend of the Hypno Hustler. I absolutely had to do that. He's never been in any action figure form. Never has Hypno Hustler had any merch until now. I ordered a Hypno Hustler. I pre-ordered it, so I had to do it. So, all right. Final thoughts, Christina. What's your thoughts? Final thoughts over these 3 issues.
I can't wait till this is over. It's like get Peter out of freaking outer space already.
I agree 100%. 100%. JR, your final thoughts, sir.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't hate like the outer space story necessarily, but and it's like the Norman Aspire. I'm afraid that neither one of these stories are going to pay off. I mean, just based on what we've been through in the past, I don't think they're going to pay off, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, my fickle friend from up north, Mr. A to F, in the same episode. Let me hear your final thoughts. Are we still friends? I think we started the show as friends. You're so fickle. We may not be friends at the end of this show.
I started with hope, Brad, and it's just gone. The light
hope is gone, baby.
Look, like I tried to give some optimism into it, and like I'm trying to just enjoy it for what it is. But when it's crap, there's no enjoying it. It's really hard to pick just something good from it if it's just not there. So I always try to give it another chance, and we'll give it another go next time. But it's clear I wasn't missing much.
I want to give everybody a heads up that's watching tonight. Coming up on Saturday, which is 11/15/2025, we're going to do a Spider Satellite episode just for our Patreons. And we've got a lot of books coming on. We've got Ultimate Spider-Man number 22, about 3 issues until that series wraps up. We're wrapping up the miniseries Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion with Miles Morales doing a time jump around the Ultimate Universe. 2 issues of the Spider-Man Torn by J. Michael Straczynski, which JR read one of them and he didn't mind it, I didn't think. So it's a pretty good miniseries if you're not reading it. Then we have 2 issues of Spider-Man 94 that continues the animated series, only we don't really find out why Mary Jane was a water thing. But got a nice Eric Larson variant cover on issue 3, which I put up. The second, or maybe it's the latest volume of Black Cat comes out with her taking on Sandman. Venom hits 250 issues. So we got some Paul, we got some Mary Jane, we got some symbiotes, etc. We're also going to take a look at 2 issues of Carnage, issue 9 and 10, Eddie Brock Carnage. And issue 10 of Eddie Brock Carnage sets up the new crossover with Carnage and Venom and Spider-Man coming up, I guess in January. I don't know when it's coming up, but it's coming up soon. So it's got a hell of a cliffhanger on issue 10. You want to hear our thoughts on issue 10. What's really interesting what they're going to do. Then we're going to do a speed run of Spider-Man and Wolverine 5, 6, and 7, which, JR, I don't know if you're reading that series, which is not actually bad. It changes a little bit of Richard and Mary Parker's origin, which is interesting, they changed it a little bit. So if you're not reading that, it does impact a little bit of Spider-Man history. So if you would like to see that episode, sign up at patreon.com/crawlspace. We have thoughts. We have lots of thoughts on these issues. Unfortunately, JR will not be joining us. He is enjoying more money in his wallet, unlike the rest of us. Unfortunately, Josh has a gig. He's not going to be able to join us tomorrow night.
That's right. I'll be terrifying kids as the Grinch at a Santa Claus parade. I'm so excited.
Wait a minute, that's my job.
Yeah.
But we're going to have our other Crawlspace friends. Who we got coming on? We got Mike, we got Kelly, we got Sarah, we got Neil, and we got Tyler coming to review. And Christina is going to. Christina, are you doing those Spider-Man Wolverine books, I think? I'm
doing Amazing Spider-Man Torn.
Torn. Oh, you got a good book. You got a good book. That's a good one. So Christina and I will be back. JR and Josh will not, but I hope you can watch us on the episode tomorrow night. Again, sign up at patreon.com/crawlspace. So to my friends, thank you for your time tonight. And to all the viewers, thank you for your time tonight. You got a nearly 2-hour episode of Spider-Man in Space with the Mountain Dew chick. Until next time, Crawlspacers.
Let the hate flow through you.
We will end on that note from Constantine Frog. Later, everybody.